everybody. Welcome to episode 440 of the Dead Pixels of the Internet.
Yeah.
Still doing the over the Discord recording.
Yep, because it's been, a month of Discord recordings?
Yes, it has. If it's
Yeah.
four recordings, so yeah.
Yeah, the new norm.
The new norm. 2020 sure is, I don't know if we're going to survive until next year, honestly.
Oh yeah, this your host, Lorne.
And Joe. Dead Pixels.
It's strange times right now, man. It's really strange.
That's an understatement right there. It is like we're at a boiling point, and I don't want to get too deep into it and all that. You know, it's just like
Well, you know what? Let's dip our toes in it. We
can do what we can. So like everyone's in an uproar right now.
Yeah, everyone is on the outrage, and it's like. It's very, very weird to see how, like, everything is, like, completely, like, flipped upside down, and then it's, like, this action calls this action, and this action will cause this action, and just, like, okay, so pretty much it's, like, oh, man, this is getting really, really hot. You should turn the oven off. And then you hear someone just like, no, man, leave the heat on. Be like, wait, what? You can't do that.
And not only that, let's put a little gas towards it.
Yeah, let's put a little gas towards it. Don't worry, we'd be fine. But like, no, I don't think we'd be fine at all.
Yeah.
And I have to say is, like, to not, like, the death of George, I forgot his name. Floyd. It should never happen.
Yeah.
That act should never happen. It shouldn't just, like, in general, just, like, it should never went down like that. It should never do it. And what caused that action can completely cause outrage, and it completely caused, like, if someone was a villain and there's like, yes, let's create chaos, congratulations, you created chaos. All this was going on. And holy shit, it just like, fam, I'm not sure how to,
Yeah, it's been a snowball, basically. It's just built up. It's like, first beginning of the year, World War III is going to happen. Then it was like, oh yeah, half of Australia is burning. And then now this pandemic is happening. And now the riots all over America.
It's just like, excuse me, what now? Like, why all this is going on? Like how you keep up with this? Like, I'm confused. It's like, how...
Yeah.
How can you pretty much phantom the idea, like, okay, well, you have to do this and do that and, like, all this other stuff, but, like, you just cannot... It just all this stuff, you'd be like, you cannot keep... No, like, the energy that you have here, you just like, what? And that's the only thing I have to say is like, what? I don't know. It's just very stressful.
Oh, yeah. It is a stressful time right now.
It's just like, okay, it's just like...
Yeah. If this didn't happen any other time, too, like, if it happened during, like, if you weren't at least in lockdown, because it happens during this pandemic, so it's like, it's even more on top of another layer of stuff. I'm like, holy crap. Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to...
It's just like, I just try and get my birthday's next couple of weeks, and I'm like, I just try and get to my birthday, man. Like, look, man, like, I'm happy that my daughter passed the 5th grade. She could be 6th grade, like, pretty much in the fall. But it's just like, fam, like, what is going on with the world? Like, what? It's just like, why?
Yeah. This happened. This happened like within the span of a week too. So like last week when we were talking with Alex, like, oh yeah, hey, cool. All right, it was like, it looks like it might be in the up and up. You know, we're gonna be opening soon, so there's gonna be, you know, there's some kind of silver lining towards all this, and then this happens.
Yeah,
like,
oh my god. Yeah, that's a positivity. Yeah, sure. And then, you know, just like, nope. No silver lining. Just like, this is all like downhill. But it was positive. We
Yeah.
was like, yeah, it's gonna be good, right? Yeah, it should be great. But like, no.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, man, just completely just the wow factor. It's
up
a,
there.
like I say, it's a scary time, man. It's a scary time.
Yeah. It just there's a lot happening right now. That's all it is. That's all. It's like, man, at least, well, without like the whole thing of like, people always constantly being on the internet, you know, you just find these things and it's like, oh yeah, murder hornets, monkeys escape with the COVID-19. I'm just like, what the? Am I reading an article? Are we in the Twilight Zone?
That's that. And I saw that. I saw that too. I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean monkeys? I'm like, what is going on? Like, please explain to me what time paradox that we lose in every situation.
Oh,
and it's just like, guess what? You roll a dice. Nope. That dice fall in against your favor. You'd be like, why is it everything? Why everything is snake eyes? I'm confused. Yeah. Why is it supposed to be like, hey, you know what sucks? Your life. Oh, and be like, that's not a good joke.
It's not. It isn't. But yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I mean, it's like all you can do is just wait and see what happens from this point on, because who knows what the next month will bring. I thought like, oh, May's gonna be like probably the worst. That's what I thought. Like I thought, wait, May's probably gonna be the worst we have it right now, because this is your Chicago minute. Like, oh yeah, Chicago plans to reopen up like around, but with like under phase 3. It's like it's
like the Avengers.
Yeah.
Phase 3 will open in Chicago. Okay, cool. And next you know, it'll be like, I don't want Chicago to even open.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that,
there's a protest. There's a protest going on right now.
Yeah, at least we're trying, but like right now it's like, I don't know. That thing this just set it all back. It reset the dial. Like, okay, yeah, maybe we should wait a little. I don't know. This is like...
I don't know, man. I don't even feel safe in these streets, man.
I am glad that Alex is out of Minneapolis, though. So
yeah, well, he been out.
I know he's been out, but could you imagine? Jeez.
No, what I heard is pretty much it was just a boiling point over there anyway. So I'm just like, and this is just to pretty much knock over the hot water.
Yeah, and it's close to us too. It's not like it's
it's 8 hours away.
It's not states away.
Yeah, it's like a state and a half away, so it's not close, but it's nearby us.
Yeah,
like I said, it's an 8 to 9 hour drive.
Yeah, it's
and people's like, well, that's kind of close. Like, well, Iowa's more closer to us. Indiana's more closer to us.
Yeah,
freaking. Let's see, Wisconsin's more close to us.
Yeah,
than freaking Minneapolis.
Yeah. Yeah, so just everyone who's listening right now, be safe. Yeah, you're just gonna have to watch out from now on. Yeah, I never thought we'd have to be like the underground, like 3 Dog. Just be like, hey, stay safe out there, everyone. Ow. Yeah, it's just like, what can we say? Just like, hey, man, just be safe. Don't. Like I said, people are like, oh yeah, just loot everything. You could do that. Yeah. But I don't recommend you doing that. Yeah, that's the thing. You can say like, I don't recommend it because I don't know. I don't recommend it because I want to get some good stuff from Target. Cool beans, yo. You get some cool stuff from Target. But guess what? You're putting yourself in danger too because there will be cameras everywhere. Yeah. And once there's cameras everywhere, they will probably recognize you after all this cleared up, and you'll be like, "Oh, I won the ticket. I'll go down to the police station." Oh, it's one of those things. Like sting operations. Yeah. Remember what you stole from Target? No. Well, I remember. Pepper's Farm remembers. Pepper's Farm remembers. But yeah, well, just make sure everyone's out there. Just like keep checking on your everyone to give them a call, send a message, make sure they're all, making sure you're okay. It's okay to be a reasonable neighbor. I talked to my friend that I didn't see her in a while, like my friend Cassidy.
and she lived in Kansas, and I was just like, we just talking. I'm just like, hey, just want to see how everything's going on, and see if she was okay. 'Cause, and she said she's doing fine. She was just like pretty much making sure I was doing okay. I'm just like, I'm doing all right. Just mentally hanging there.
Yeah.
It's just not like, oh well, because my race is this thing. No, I'm just afraid of general. Just like, hey man, outcome.
Yeah.
Like this is not the movie I prepared myself to be in.
It is weird. Like, wow, we are actually living this right now. Like, for the first couple times of this podcast, like, it's gotten real.
Yeah, it got so real that it's not. I was not saying, oh man, it's funny real. It's like, no, this is some stuff that you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, really? It's just like, that this stuff is gonna be like pretty much in textbooks and like e-readers and whatnot, and you'd be like, wow, really this?
Yeah.
Because you're just like, I'm so confused that like all our stuff that we pretty much be like, we learn in books and history because we thought, oh well, nothing will happen in our lifetime because that's so like past cliche or whatnot. No, we will be in history books. Well, not this. Well, maybe our podcast will be, but we will be like, oh yeah, remember what happened in the 2000s and everything else. Yeah. The first, from 2000 to 2010, that was pretty much was kind of like time, but from 10 onward,
beginning 2000 still had like 9/11.
Yeah, 9/11. Yeah, like I said, 9/11.
But from that like 2002 and onwards, we're like, all right, we slowly built up, and that was the rise of technology. Now we're in the age of technology, 2010 to 2020, and nothing really happened in 2010 2020 other than the election.
Yeah, election. We did have a black president.
Yeah. And the orange president.
And then an orange president, which, like I said, I'm not sure.
That is such a whiplash of, events right there. It's like, oh, okay, wow, now we're in this part now, huh?
Yeah, I thought this part would happen earlier, but no, we became we became smart, and then we became dumb. How? How, Sway? How?
Who knew, 2020.
Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about what we usually talk about.
Yeah. Fun stuff. We'll talk about some cool things now, because that's the thing. Like, if you are constantly always on social media, it will bring you down. You can't just.
Oh yeah.
You can't just stay on there. I mean, it's good to be informed, but you will just you will lose hope. And
yeah, that's why it's good to take breaks. It's good to take a break from there. Trust me, it's good to take breaks. It's good to not watch the news. Yeah. Like look, it's cool to be informed by the news, but it's not good to consume the news every day like we are consuming the news. Yeah. It's not healthy for you at all.
Yeah, it'll affect your mental state. So
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on.
So PlayStation making an announcement with their games accordingly, like this come up like next week.
Oh yeah, that's cool. The PlayStation 5.
The future of PlayStation games, which I'm like, okay, cool, awesome.
So
the future.
They're gonna be inside the what do you call it? Xbox and PS5. Like, oh, here we go. The next gens are coming along with the Switch. Switch is a little bit ahead, but
well, the Switch is not next gen.
Well, for a while it was.
For a while it was like, oh yeah, next gen. It's just like, oh, just current gen.
Yeah,
there's no new Switch. There's nothing there. Yeah. People still asking, you still go get the Xbox, the new Xbox. I'm like, I don't see why not. Yeah, I know you was talking we talked to Alex.
Yeah.
Alex asked us that, and we just like, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
There's not.
I'm a firm supporter. I'm not in the whole like, oh yeah, Xbox versus like, no, just get what you want. Both are good systems. I just prefer the Xbox more because they're just good with, I like their Game Pass. That's the thing. They treat you well with that. And also, I might as well just keep building up that gamer score.
At this point in time, you're like,
keep going. It's like, gotta have a high score somewhere, huh?
So you made this far with your high score, huh?
Yeah, even then, like I could start like, oh yeah, I should build up my PlayStation trophy. So it was like, I'll do it slowly. It's not gonna be a thing. I am now subscribed to PlayStation Plus because it was like really cheap on that site that we used to. Well,
Yeah.
I go to, but not as much.
Yeah, I didn't been to that site in a while. I'm curious how like deals are. I do need
For a year, it's good. I'm like, wow, that's actually a very good price.
I'm thinking I do need to upgrade. I do need to get like pretty much a year's subscription for both.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So eventually, I need to do that.
I'm coming up to the end of my gold and Xbox, and I don't know if I really want to keep it because it's like I mean, because I don't remember the last time I played an online game on there, and the gold with games have been at best mediocre. You know, they don't
Because
even
Game
then.
Pass took all the thunder.
Yeah, Game Pass is getting it, so I'm like, shit. That's why I was like, do I even consider sticking with gold? It's like, I don't know at this point.
I don't know, Blue. I don't know.
But so we'll see what happens. I mean, the thing is, I do have enough points on my Bing thing, but I'm like, I can use it towards something else. I can definitely use it. Something.
So he say, and then he realized, like, you know what? Game Pass. Hey,
yeah, I could.
like never left.
I could do that too. I used to be like, oh yeah, all the Bing points go to Game Pass. But speaking of that's consoles. Guess what your boy got over the week?
A Switch.
A Nintendo Switch.
Did you get the Nintendo Online?
No, I don't really see a need for it. Other than the only thing positive I see that is I can play like old school Nintendo and SNES games on there. I can go also online, but it's like I don't go online. I don't need to.
I don't need to. No, I said, it's cool if you like if someone else have like a family pass, whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, okay, yeah, sure, put me on your account. Bam, done.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but other than that, just like if you pretty much play online like that, then that's cool.
Yeah, if you're.
But how you liking the Switch so far?
Oh, it's a fantastic console. It's a console / handheld, so you know you get best of both worlds.
I do need a new Joy-Con though, for my daughter.
Joy-Con? Which one? The left one or the right one?
Both.
Both. Are you getting drift?
Yep.
Oh,
bad.
That sucks.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, yeah, it's a bad drift. So it's not like, oh yeah, it's something you can like deal with. Like, no, this drift is kind of bad. It's like Tokyo Drift.
It's like, so it's that bad, huh?
Yes, it is Tokyo Drift levels of bad. Like feels bad, Tokyo Drift. It sure does, man. It sure does.
But so if people aren't aware, it is like a pretty big shortage of like just consoles in general. Because if you go to like any big retail stores, Xboxes, PS4s, Switches all sold out.
Yeah, and people be like, "Oh man, they go get some more in." I was like, "I don't think so." If you really think,
my sister-in-law was like doing the thing where she checks Target every morning. That's how she got one, and I was like, "Are you serious?" Oh, I'm like, I want some.
Like it's just like with that, it's just like just the whole calling like these retail stores to see if they have it. It's just like when the game's going in, you're going. There's a special website that tracks it for you. It's just like, do you trust some dude live in the basement tracking games for you?
Yeah, you can't really put all your faith in that either. But once you do score out of that, then yeah, that's cool. But the story of how I got my Switch is a funny one. Not really. It's not funny at all. It's kind of very basic. This is actually the first time I've ever bought something from Facebook Marketplace, which is weird.
Wait, you bought it from Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
oh, jeez.
I know. I'm still alive, aren't I? I've done Craigslist. Hey.
Me too. Oh, was you the time when I got Mass Effect 2 at the mall?
Yes, that was the only other time I think I've been with you for that.
Yeah. I've been sold my phone on Craigslist as well too. Palm Pilot.
Oh my god, that is dating it right there. So yeah, I went on Facebook Marketplace because I was like, maybe I'll check just because, because. So I was looking through on there, and yeah, I saw some switches that were like, oh yeah, 400, 440, 400, 500. I'm just like, oh, I do not want to.
I surprised you didn't check a pawn shop.
What do you think I've been doing?
Oh, okay, nothing on the pawn.
Yeah. And I saw on there like, oh yeah, 500 used. I'm like, I don't want to spend 500 on a used one. But then I saw this guy. I was like, oh yeah, selling a Switch for 390. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, 390 is not that bad. Thinking in my mind, it's like regularly 300, right? Plus like packs, so 350. I'm rounding it to that much. And then there's the extra 40, and I'm like, okay, that's the extra 40. I don't have to spend like searching up online, getting up at 8 a.m. looking at the store and all that stuff. So it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it. It's like that's the price. Like, okay, that's a good price. I can deal with that price.
I can live with that.
Yeah. And the guy was very responsive, and he was like very he was nice. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a brick. Am I gonna get like a?
Am I gonna have to sell kidney?
Yeah. So I messaged him, and it's all done through Facebook. So he sent it through Messenger, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll be home at this time. So just I'll be at this address. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be there. And then I drove down to Old Town, or that area.
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road. Yes, I met Lil Nas X, and I was like, what up?
What are you doing here? I got my horses in the. No, okay, continue.
And I saw him. We did the whole thing out. We were out in the public, so it's like if he kills me, at least it'll be outside.
Yes.
I was precautious. I wore a mask and all that, so I went over there. He sent me.
Are you thinking your skill?
Yeah, he was too.
Skill check rolls.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in a black shirt and a blue mask." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I see. I saw it. He's like, "You want me to turn it on?" I'm like, yeah, sure." He gets the box, opens it.
Turn the switch on.
And he
Go
did.
on.
So he's like, "Oh yeah, so what you do here?" And I look, it turned on. I'm like, okay, that's the point. And it was still new, so brand new 390. Like that's pretty good. And I was like, okay, there's no game with it. So I was just like, I still again like, it would be nice to have a game, but I get it. We're in tough times. So I gave him straight cash for. I was like, okay, cool. Here we go. Here's the money.
Straight cash, homie.
And you have your day. You have a good day. And he's like, all right, cool. And then he sends me a message like, oh yeah, here's the gift receipt just in case. I'm like, see, you're a cool guy. I'm gonna give you a 5-star.
You're a cool guy. 5-star service.
But what he said though, he was like, oh yeah, I ordered it from like Target, and they came in, and I thought it was a joke, and I already have one, so I was like, oh, good for you. I was like, that's really lucky right there, because this thing right here is it's pretty hot commodity.
Right here, it's hot commodity. You could got more money, sir.
Yeah,
but you didn't.
But you didn't. So I was like,
sorry for me.
Yeah, I got the neon blue and pink, which is I like the color scheme. Did you get the gray one or did you get the?
No, like mine's just the blue and red one.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Like I said, I like the color scheme of it.
One.
It looks really nice. I'm like, ooh, this is cool. This is the thing though. I don't get why. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a good reason, but like, they don't have Netflix. And the only two video streaming sites on there are YouTube and Hulu. And I'm like, what the hell? That makes no sense.
They have Hulu on it?
Yeah, exactly.
I did not know they have Hulu.
I had to search. I'm like,
the marketplace on the Switch, we can talk about it, is not that good.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's very bare bones and very it's not good.
It's not organized well either. So
yeah, it's just everything is like, it's just so weird. Oh yeah, also I bought Night Trap and Double Vision.
Oh, whoa, that's cool.
Well, it was not like $9. No, not $9. Sorry, it was like $150.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Double Vision. So I'm like, oh, Night Trap and Double Vision, Sega CD games. Why not on the Switch?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I've been considering to like, oh, there's some games that are on sale. Like, wow, 99 cents for just cheap tic tac toe, checkers, and all that generic games you
Yeah.
can play. Like that's fine. But I'm mostly getting it just for the exclusives. If something's available on like, oh, if I don't want to get the Borderlands collection because I already have it, so I'm not gonna play it on the Switch.
Yeah. Also, the price of Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I save money on that.
Oh, did you buy it?
No, it's like $20.
Oh, okay.
I did not buy it. No, like I know Todd and bought it for full price, and I kind of look at them as just
yeah, I didn't buy it
like,
for full price either.
no, I'm still not gonna buy that game.
I think I spent like $5 on it though. Thanks to my Bing points.
Woohoo!
It's funny. I got it on sale with and also with Bing points too. So it's like I really didn't lose. But yeah, the Switch.
I was thinking about kind of get let's see, what's that game called? Watch Dogs 2, but I missed it because it was a better sale like the last week instead of this week.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's way better than Part 1. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I kind of was like, oh man, I kind of missed out. But I was like, well, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some.
You know what's a pretty fun game just for mindless fun? Is One Finger Death Punch Part 2 on the Xbox One. It's like $8. I think it's like 500 levels. It's a simple game of like, it's like a rhythm game.
That game. Yeah.
It's a rhythm game, and well, let's just put it loosely, but you just use it to attack people from each side. You only need two buttons, which is the X and the B button on the Xbox controller. So left or right, and then it's just fun. It's just like, oh, I feel like a badass because you're just like doing fights, very fun choreographed fights, and it's like, that's cool. And it just puts your mind at ease. I also finished Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered, and I'm like, I don't remember this being this short. I don't know what happened. I was like, I already finished it. I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm done with that game now.
You're like, well, that game, case closed.
Outlast, I played the Whistleblower DLC. I'm like doing my thing. Like I'm like finishing a lot of stuff right now. I'm like, okay, I finished that game. Time to move on. But Outlast Whistleblower was like, that was a good game. It was like really short. That's all you need for DLC. But a lot of
did you blow some whistles?
Genital torture in that game.
Genital torture 2020.
Yeah, we're living that one right now too. If you're into that, cool. But I'm not. So to me, those are the only few things that'll make me squirm. I'm like, you feel it. You're like, ouch.
Like, stop it. Like that's not cool. That's not normal.
That ain't kosher.
Who made this game?
Yeah.
Who made this game? Who just want to do some ball torture?
I'll be playing, Part 2 soon. So that's the thing. Like, they never made like the sequel. Like, well, if it's in development or not, but like Part 2 came out like a while back too. So it's like there hasn't been a Part 3 Outlast. So I don't know. It's kind of weird that that's the only 3 games they have for that series.
Hey man, do you really want Part 2?
Well, we already have Part 2. You mean Part 3, right?
Oh, Part 3? Do you want Part 3?
It's a serviceable series. It's like, you get your scares, but...
And you get your ball torture.
You get your ball torture. That's it's all good. But yeah, for the Switch, I got, of course, Animal Crossing Horizons, because I want to be part of this whole zeitgeist online of people.
So I gave up on I didn't give up on Animal Crossing. I just pretty much just like I got my high off of it, and then I was like, okay, it takes so much time.
It does take a lot of time.
And I'm just like, I don't have the time to like completely dedicate it towards it.
I treat it more like as an app I visit every day. So I just go in,
I was doing that in the beginning, and then I was like, I just cannot. I think about fully.
What?
I did a little bit of my town, but I just like I need to pretty much not finish the game, but there's so much stuff in that game. Like I just need to sit down, just be like, okay, you gonna do this pretty much 30 minutes a day, Animal Crossing, okay? That's all.
But the thing is, when it's an evil plan to like slowly drip out stuff in that game.
Yeah.
Because the last one I played was in the 3DS, and they pretty much like just gave you everything within the first like at least day or two. You have pretty much everything. You have all your tools. You have, and they don't break. I'm like, oh, I don't like crafting things, but then that gives you more of an incentive to actually go out and do stuff. So I don't know. That's just funny to me.
That's Nintendo, dog. That's Nintendo, man.
It's a smart plan. That's all it is. Like it'll be smart. Like, okay, now you have to actually play this because like after you've done it, because within a month if you've done everything, okay, cool. But this extends it by like a little bit longer. So it's like everyone's still intense. We don't have a store yet because that's just not available. I saw my sister's town and we communicated and visited each other's islands. And she gave me a bunch of tools, like, oh, here you go, take this. I'm like, oh, thank God.
I need that buddy who give me like all these great tools because I'm getting tired of these wood tools, fam.
Yeah.
I need tools that do not break.
I mean, if you got my friend code, hey man.
I'm going to do it pretty much. No, I should do it now. Because I'm like, yeah, I need some good tools because like. Just the tools the one thing like when I just that turns me off about Animal Crossing, it's just like, oh yeah, your tools breaks, and be like, I don't want to craft anything. Stop making me craft. And they have to like, oh, you need to make these houses for these people. I'm just like, do I really need to make these houses for these people?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess.
Now it's like, it's a person that loves like doing checklists because like you'd be like, oh yeah, if you do this, you get the points. Okay. And I'm just like, I might as well take a picture because I'll get the 100 points. So there's just a bunch of pictures of just me standing around, not just doing anything. I'm like, at least I got those Nook miles, hey?
Yeah, those Nook miles, jeez. Like I said, I was really good. I was up to 20-something days of that, and now I'm just like, I just cannot.
Yeah, it is like, it's a furry version of The Sims. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I remember... Because you were a mayor in, like, the 3DS one. And I liked that a lot because you were, like, in charge of, like, putting your monuments and all that stuff inside your town. And at least you were able to access most parts of your town. In this one, I'm still locked out from other places. And, like, I can't go there because there's no bridge. And I didn't have a pole vault or anything like that. So I just looked across. I'm like, oh, no, what's over there?
Yeah.
These are just tiny little complaints, but for the most part, yeah, I sit down, I play it, I collect little things, catch a few bugs, sell them, build up the money, find some things. I'm like, oh, that looks fun. I'll maybe think about that. The design part of it is like really good. I'm just like, when you see people what they made, and
oh yeah, like the made part, I was just like, I was like, man, y'all did really good with y'all town.
Yeah.
Then I was like, or like the costumes, like, oh, that looks really cool. But then I was like, I just cannot. And
yeah, you gotta.
I think my guy dressed like Hawkeye.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's the thing that like keeps people going back to, like, it's pretty much endless, and like what the things you can create, the hats, the shirts, whatever. Just it's really cool.
We play that, yeah, gotcha.
I can see why people go obsessed about this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, I've only played the mobile ones so far. I haven't played like the Wii U one, the Wii one, I believe. I haven't played that one, and the GameCube one. Those are the ones I haven't played.
GameCube? You mean like BaneCube?
The Bane Cube.
Yeah. The Bane to your existence cube?
I do want to get the Mario Party.
Oh, God, why?
It's just fun for other people. That's what's cool about the Switch is, like, you already come with
fun for other people, but torture for others.
The Switch already comes with, like, 2 controllers, which is like, wow, that's really cool right there. So if you can, off the bat, you can be like, oh, you want to play with another person? Depends if the game can support it.
Yeah. Like I said, I will get my daughter still Mario Kart still.
Oh yeah.
Because I think Mario Kart is fun.
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
I mean, maybe I'll think about that one.
Well, because if you have multiple people, then it's cool and everything else.
Yeah, that's.
But now I'm just thinking, since my daughter is that age, I just want to try maybe like her thing is Minecraft and Pokemon, so that's like her adventurous type. She's like, yo, this is what gets me going.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's what pushed
Those
it
games
back
are
and
good
forth.
for it. I was thinking about like I was browsing through. I'm like, oh man, get a Pokemon. Should I get Pokemon Sword and Shield? I'm like, maybe I'll wait because I want to. Don't want to drown myself because this is what always happens to me. I always like jump the gun and get so many things. I'm just like, I need to start finishing some of these stuff. Which that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just like, I'll take a break. I gotta finish Gravity Rush because like that's fun to play on the PS4.
For the place, yeah, that's a good game. I had that for the Vita.
Oh, rest in peace, the Vita.
Yeah, sadly, but it's a good game.
Oh yeah, it's a great game. It's a fun
really good
platformer. I'm like, oh, that's great. Also, the only two games I have on the Switch right now is Mario Odyssey because I really wanted to play Mario Odyssey, and that game is just
Mario Odyssey.
It's pure joy. It's just fun. It's like
screw that game. No,
it's like why? What did it do to you? What did
a lot of things? I don't like Mario. Screw him.
Where did it touch you?
He can suck an egg. It touched me in my nose triangle.
Such a fantastic game, though. I'm like,
it's a trash game.
They really upped the level for like what you can do in a Mario game. Like not since like Mario 64, which I'm like, holy crap, that's pretty cool. I like Mario Galaxy was like probably my other favorite ones. I can see why people don't like that, but like I thought like that was just great because it's like it's a combination of Galaxy and 64 of like really cool, ideas mixed in with like the open world of like you can just do what you want in this game.
I will repeat this: Mario Odyssey can suck an egg.
Eggs are good for you though, so that's more of a compliment.
Is it really good for you?
You get a lot of protein, and Rocky eats them raw.
Cancer.
So
it give you cancer.
What?
Eggs can give you cancer. Do you not know this?
Everything can give you cancer. All right, so that's not a threat.
Cancer, eggs, yum.
But yeah, so I was thinking about that stuff too. I was like, should I really go back and get Breath of the Wild? I did like it a lot, but
you going to get it?
And in the end, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna get it because that was such a fantastic game too. I also wanted to get Link's Sexual Awakenings because that's also a good game. Whoa, what are you doing over there?
Dropping phones.
Phones? More than one?
Yep, dropping a phone.
But yeah, that's my thing with the Switch though. It's a good console. I like the portability of it, and that they got the exclusives. That's the thing. It's good for the family. It's good for just people who like to play games in general. And if that's your only main one, at least they weren't doing like what they did before with it's like they're shutting out like a bunch of like third-party games. They're actually like welcoming a lot of it now. So it's like, oh yeah, you wanted to play the Doom? Well, guess what? We got it now. You want to play Mortal Kombat? Hey, guess what? We got it now too.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat,
yeah,
that new Mortal Kombat
Aftermath.
Very nice.
That's very nice. I like.
I don't got the game, but I see.
Oh yeah.
Just the bits and pieces. I have to say is I'm like, okay.
I see what you did.
I like what you did, but then I have to pay $50 for this game because
how much is the expansion?
Huh?
How much is the expansion?
No, expansion is $39. Then like the expansion plus season pass, not season pass, but season to unlock all the characters. It's like $49. So if you don't have season 1 of the characters, it just it's an added bundle. So you're paying $50. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
So that's about like $100 for the game.
Yeah.
That's if you already bought it first day when it came out, and then with this one too. Damn, that is
exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm just like, man, I not right now. If I had my stimulus check, then yeah, but it's just like, no.
We want the second one. Where's the second one? Did you actually get it in the mail? Because mine actually came in the mail. I didn't get it
No, mine came through my bank deposit, sir.
That's weird.
I was like, get the stimulus check in the mail.
I did. I know I'm not high and mighty like you on your pedestal with 4 horses, but I had to get it like digging through the dirt like the common peasant that I am.
Well, loser.
But yeah, I like what they're doing with that though, because if you have you seen what do you call it, Scorpion's Revenge or whatever on the WB
No, I
thing?
did not see that yet.
I feel like they should have that soon on HBO Max. Oh, yeah, by the way, I got HBO Max.
Oh yeah.
That should be on there soon. So if here's my HBO Max review, as it was for like the first couple days of it. So
Wait. 1 second.
Yeah.
On great deals on the Nintendo Switch, there's a game costs 1 cent.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
HBO Max is basically like if you love what WB does, then it's just a good, amount of stuff that's from the WB. So they have all the Harry Potters. They have all of Friends. If you're into Friends, I know the Friends reunion thing's supposed to happen on there right now. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, whoa, silence. They have something called the Crunchyroll Collection, which is just like 8 or 10 animes on there. Which I'm like, what? That's your collection? Just 8 things? So it's like something that you can actually watch on like Crunchyroll and stuff like that. So, well, not all, some of the stuff on Crunchyroll, not all of it. So I think like, so does I think to myself like, does WB actually own these shows? Because that's what it seems like. They have all of Fresh Prince on there. Again, I don't know why, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because WB owns it.
Yeah.
All of the HBO, not all of them, but a good ton of the HBO shows are on there. So if you always wanted to watch, like Game of Thrones, now's that time to watch it on there with like all the other shows they have. They have a lot of Turner Classic movies on there, which is again weird because I'm like, do they own these movies?
Well, Time Warner.
I guess. Cause yeah,
Time Warner owns majority of the stuff.
That's crazy to think right there. So you get a good chunk of what you want, but sometimes like I remember like, oh yeah, they have this season of like this show from Cartoon Network, and it's only like one season. Like I'm like, where the hell's the rest of the seasons? Like I guess we'll just have to wait. The originals they have are not much on there. There's like 5 shows that are just HBO Max originals, and
like what?
One of them is a Anna Kendrick show. I don't know. I haven't watched it. There's like
there's another Anna Kendrick show.
Yeah, there's a kid show on there. They have a talk show with Elmo on there.
Yeah.
And I was just watched one, and he was talking with Lil Nas X and John Mulaney. I'm just like, whoa, what a weird thing to watch.
What a time to not be alive. Am I right?
And the other thing is they have the new Looney Tunes cartoon show. So it's new shorts from Looney Tunes. And I was like, oh my god, that's right. They did own that. So because they have like a somewhat good collection of the Looney Tunes, because they have the old one stuff too. But like it's like, oh, it's season 1. I'm like, there's been a season of this stuff, and it dated back all the way to 1935. And I was like, oh man. I remember I watched this, but I don't remember it at all. And then it's like, oh, season 1, episode 3, then season 1, episode 6. I'm like, why is it numbered like this? That's so weird to me. But they have Big Chungus on there, so that's all you need, eh? They have Adult Swim shows, not all of them, but they have some of them. And what was I gonna say? But yeah, right now you're just gonna wait for like maybe whenever they get all the stuff on there, because it's still in its early stages. The weird thing is you can't really access your list unless you're in the home page, which is messed up. You kind of want like a your list option, so that way you can look at your list and like, oh, let's go scroll through it. But if you're like in a page section of looking at all the shows and you want to see your list, you have to go back to the home page and just go to the second part where you can scroll through your list. So again, that's
weird.
So there's a chance they're gonna fix that. It's not something that's gonna be choose that.
Or they would never fix it at all.
That would be so funny. I'm like, wow, they just like, oh, we'll put it up there, and then all you do is just put shows and movies on there that you can never get to, because you can't like watch it. It's not available on Roku, which is, why would you not have it on Roku? That's like one of the biggest streaming sticks out there. They don't have it on Amazon Fire. Well, like
because
I don't know.
they was like, you know what? That's our competition. No.
I mean, Disney Plus is on Amazon Fire, which is like that's their competition too for the most part.
But Amazon don't care. Amazon like, look, as long as you got a platform, everything is A-okay.
Like I guess, but that's the thing. If you had an HBO Now app, it just updates. So now there's only still 2 apps for HBO, which is Go and HBO Max. So now it's officially gone. So it's like, okay, that's cool. But if you still have the Fire Stick like I do, HBO Now is still on there. So that's weird. Like HBO Go and HBO Now are still on this Fire Stick, but you can't access HBO Max.
But if you try to download it, they'd be like, "What are you talking about?"
What do you mean? That doesn't exist. Let's go back to HBO.
I just was playing it the other day. Stop lying.
But it is available on PS4 and Xbox One for now. So that's where I've been doing it.
I bet you all been doing it.
Oh man, are we getting to that point now where just any single line if you're like, oh yeah, I'm so bored. Anything's in the line.
Hey,
you read the next batch of games for the Xbox Live Gold I saw. I'm like, that does not look good.
What happened? What was the next batch of games?
Here, let's find out right now. Because like, okay, since I got I know it's kind of a funny thing to say, but like I got PlayStation Plus because I saw they're gonna have World War II Call of Duty.
Ooh.
For PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh cool, I can finally play that game, and I did. I played it for like I played it for a couple matches on my PS4, and it just brought me back. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is why this game's bullshit, because everyone is sometimes super overpowered with their guns. So that's why I don't play deathmatch. I'll play like I played like 2 matches of deathmatch, and I was like bottom. I was like, oh man, I didn't do so good. Then I switched to domination, and I killed it on my team. We lost still, but I was like top.
Yeah. Also, I did play Warzone.
Oh yeah. On Xbox?
On the Xbone.
Okay.
I have to say is I get it. I pretty much, it reminded me of an old friend again. Like, I remember these games.
You should play that game, but the thing is, that thing's always needs to be constantly updated, and I don't like that.
Well, of course, because how everything is.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, okay, cool. It's like, it's reasonable. It's like, hey, it's free. Then they're like, oh, do you want to play regular Call of Duty? Nope, you have to buy this game. I was just like, no, I am not buying.
We should play that game, man. Mm-hmm. Let's invite Alex.
I'm not buying. I'm not gonna buy. Not gonna buy a Call of Duty game. No, and y'all guys came back because this is free, homie.
Yeah, let's all play Warzone then. Let's invite Alex, even though he doesn't have an Xbox.
I don't think he have an Xbox though.
No, he doesn't. But he does have a PlayStation, or he can play on the PC, or I think you can crossplay with it. Xbox to PC. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm just making things up now. But anyway.
I think you're just making stuff up now.
So games with gold, you have Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, which is a game that came out quite some time ago, and if you already have that, it's already on Game Pass anyway. So I already finished that game. So Shantae is a fun game if you haven't played it. It's a Metroidvania-esque game with hot girls on there. So you're like, oh, that drawing looks pretty nice and very provocative, but they're not supposed to be like that. They're just like, oh yeah, that's just how I look. I'm like, okay, cool. And then the other game is Destroy All Humans for the original Xbox.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remember that game. I never played it. I've seen it, but I don't want to actually play it.
Yes, you do.
Next one after that is Coffee Talks for the second half of June. So it's like a character interaction game, and you just listen to people talk, and you give them decisions based on your actions. It's like, okay, I get it, but that really was worth the last half of that. And the other one is Sine Mora on Xbox 360. I haven't played that game. So I'm just like, wow. That's funny right there. Because all the ones we get for the PlayStation are World War II and Battlefront 2. So
It was like, wow, the battle of the twos.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 and World War 2. So it's nothing but shooting and shooting. And I feel bad too because I would want to be like I wanted to join earlier when other good games were available on the PlayStation Plus, but other times it wasn't because I got like Farming Simulator on the last not the last week it's out. So I was like, at least I got it, and I'm just like, am I ever gonna play it? I don't know.
Probably not.
I'm not gonna put myself through Farming Simulator, but I guess.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, it's they also released on Netflix. This was supposed to go out in the theaters too. The Lovebirds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it's funny because I remember just like, well, I saw the trailer so many times, before, like the previous year. I was like, that doesn't look that bad, It looks kind of funny, and then one time on Netflix, it just pops up saying like, oh, see the trailer for the Lovebirds, and it's like, what? So that means it's gonna go on Netflix, right? And I saw, I'm like, streaming on Netflix in June. I'm like, oh, so it is going on June. I'm like, huh. Well, I don't have to go to the theater for watching this one. And actually,
yeah, I forgot that. I thought that movie was supposed to come out earlier, last year.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, you realize, oh, that movie supposed to been came out, and then like, no. Like, you just remember seeing remember when going to a movie was a thing?
Yeah, when it was a thing. Now it's just all home, and you can't. To simulate that experience, you need to put on a VR headset and just go do that.
Some nasty popcorn.
But I saw Lovebirds. Yeah, it was alright. It was good. I liked it. It was like, oh yeah, there's some jokes in there. It's funny. If you like Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae, they're a fun together banter couple because they just throw. It's that whole thing of like, what do you call it? I know I haven't used it in a long time, but the Judd Apatow style of movies where you just kind of comment on what's happening, and then just like, that's the joke. It's like, oh, this is crazy, isn't it? Like, yes, it's crazy. It's crazy as this. Okay, haha. Let's go move on to the next thing. It's like a discount Pineapple Express. I know it's kind of weird to say, but I put that as a standard of like that was fun. Like, movies for like people that like comedy and like there's a little bit of action in it, but not much. And they're put in a situation where they have to do, these out of their element type things, and that's what it was. I'm like, it feels like that. So if you like them, hey, there you go. I also saw this video online.
What video?
It's by Your Movie Sucks, and he's one of the few guys I actually trust in his movie reviews.
Okay.
I know for a fact, like, if something big and blockbuster came out and he doesn't like it, and I liked it, I'd be like, oh, I can understand that. I won't, fault it against it. But if something really horrible comes out and he watches it and he says it's horrible, I'll like, oh yeah, I understand too. But yeah, he made a 2.5 hour video on YouTube, talking about how the Lion King stole from Kimba the White Lion. Have you heard about this controversy?
That whole theory.
But it's not a theory, a game theory.
No, but I look.
Yeah.
I don't care for Kimba the White Lion. I don't.
I don't either. And he made this just because there are like literal purists out there that won't watch a 2.5 hour video saying like, oh yeah, all he did was just state facts, but Disney actually did steal. But you see the video, there's like a ton of evidence saying like, no, they didn't. So it's actually really funny to me because there are reviews out there of like, if I go to like Letterboxd or if I go to IMDb, of people going like, oh yeah, I loved Kimba the White Lion. I like the one with Pumbaa and all that stuff. Oh wait, no, that just means that's the one that Disney stole. And I'm just like, so that's for the first time in a long time I've ever seen a review actually be wrong. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating watch if you have 2.5 hours, because you actually see, you're like, oh man, people will jump on that bandwagon like, oh yeah, we hate Disney because they did this, and they were like, no, you guys are wrong, because those videos they put up on there, they weren't even from the 1966 version, they were from the 1997 version, and also there's like an anime with like 100 plus episodes, so they just picked and choose. And even if with the comparisons they did have, they were completely wrong. So it's a big dunk.
Like, take that, curly mustache guys.
It's a big dunk on those people that are like, oh yeah, just you know, we're
I'm
we're above you
I'm gonna
because
hate the attachments just to hate the attachment.
I guess so, yeah. Because it's fun to see that. Like this guy, he was just gonna do it just basically just a review of the regular Lion King of 2019. But since he got into this rabbit hole of people like really like gunning of like, oh yeah, they did it. They stole from Kimba. Isn't that kind of weird how Kimba is also named for Simba? Like, but they're like, oh, Simba is just the name. It just means lion in Swahili, so it's not that far off. They would call it Simba. and and then there's a book that he had to debunk too, saying like, oh yeah, this guy worked in for the Japanese studio that made Kimba, but and then he says like, but I saw nowhere online saying like he did work during this time frame, and when I did find some evidence, he was only there from like this time to this time, which is way far ahead from what the the Lion King should have been, and just like, see, that's funny right there, because people just blindly believe anything without any evidence, and I don't know. Like I said, it's just funny to me. And now we just live in that post world. Like there are people that are still against it. Like, oh no, they still did it though. But you can't just like deny all this stuff. Like, but he clearly says in his video, this is all just half truths at best.
It's not the whole truth. No, man, it is the truth, man. It's that Mandela effect or the Mandela effect, man.
Yeah.
You just think of the Bernstein Bears, the Brownstein Bears.
Oh my God, you remember that whole thing? That still kind of blows my mind, because I'm like, I remember it being Bernstein. What the hell am I going nuts here? So I remember having a book and then seeing on TV.
It's always been Bernstein.
Is it? I mean, always been, or you thought?
It always been.
I don't know, man.
That's what it's carrying. People be like, oh, this and that. I say, no, it's always been Bernstein. It just, for us when we was younger, you heard Bernstein from many different times. No one pronouncing not their name Bernstein, so that's why it sounds like completely like what, like confused, because Bernstein sounds like it's no one's than Bernstein. Bernstein sounds like it's some mad scientist. But when you use Bernstein, you be like, oh, okay. Kind of recognize it.
I don't know. It's just, to me, it's weird. Like, it's funny how that's a cool phenomenon. Like, actually, everyone thought in their collective mind, like, oh yeah, that's what it was. Then when they thought wrong, like, really? That's what it is? How people thought, like, also Looney Tunes. The last part isn't actually TOONS. It was called Tunes, as in TUNES, as in music. And for a long time, people thought it was tunes, like cartoons. And then when they're like, oh, it's been tunes the whole time, like, oh, I guess I've been wrong this thing. At least with that, like, I can understand that. Because you can actually go back and see stuff like, oh yeah, that's right. Same thing with, like, when people misinterpret lines. The biggest one also has been, like, in the regular, now it's the 25th or whatever anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. People have always thought like the line was Luke, I am your father. And it's just no, I am your father, which is kind of
Yep.
It's been ingrained into like the public conscious for so long. Like, no, it's actually like this. But yeah. Have you seen? Are you still? Looks like you're getting.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I also saw what do you call it? Angel Has Fallen on Netflix, since that's on there too. Have you?
How was that?
It's dumb. Only because like the first one was the only one you actually needed. I remember London Has Fallen was kind of like unnecessary, but then this one's like Angel, meaning himself, which is there's a lot of moments where I'm just like, how is he surviving all this?
Because he's a superhero, that's why.
And it's better if it was like, if this was on Netflix in the first place, yeah, that would be great. But since it came out in the theaters, I don't know.
They came out and did this, embrace it everyone's time.
Yeah, basically. I've also played Bleeding Edge on the Game Pass.
Oh boy.
Since I have all this time, I have all this time, and I mean, it's okay. That's the thing with it is, it's like a Paladin / Overwatch type of game where it's mostly heavily into a melee type of game. It's made by Team Ninja, which is that's cool. I like that. So there's cooldowns and stuff what you can do with your your melee weapons and all that stuff, and there's tanks, there's healers and fighters. So it's yeah, you do. I can see what
you do what you can.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll see you all next time. I forget what's going on. If you want to go on our Facebook, it's facebook.com/the dead pixels of the internet. If you want like the page. If you want to go to our regular site, the dead pixels of the internet.podbean.com. Hey, Manscaped, we're looking at you.
Yes, we are.
It would be nice. Send us an email or just directly message any of us on Twitter. Mine is @JoeManuel.
Mine's at Broke Instagram. And we can work something out.
We can work something out. Like the Beatles. We can work it out. Go to our YouTube, youtube.com/deadpixelsinternet.
Woo!
What about you?
Go to the YouTube channel /the dead the dead. I forgot.
Brain blast.
Yeah. Help me.
It's obscure.
Go to Chicago. Bam. There you go.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I'll just try to name our podcast first, then the Skill Trio Chicago.
Yeah, we both have to have very complex names.
Yes, indeed.
Just drop the Facebook and just say Facebook. We should have just had a very simple name. So oh yeah, we are the Corncast. We talk about corn, but no, we get one that has 5 words in it. Go to our Stitcher Radio. We're also still doing really well on that too. And a lot of it is just kind of stops and starts, but there's a couple people that like streaming for a bit.
Nice.
When I see the analytics.
Nice.
I still don't know why. Yeah, go on. Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah, you want to say something?
No, I said go to Spotify as well too.
Yeah, go to our Stitcher and go to the iTunes page. Leave a review. I think there's 4 reviews. It's me and you and 2 other people.
Yep.
So 3 hosts have posted reviews on our iTunes page.
A host, yeah.
Well, I consider Alex. He was one of the hosts.
Yeah. Previous people who was on the podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. You got anything else to plug or?
Nope. Got nothing else.
All right, then we'll see y'all next time. This has been having echo in the background since 2000.